welcome to the Monday edition of Carolina Week.
A main dorm on campus is shutting down for renovations, leaving some students wondering where they're going to live.
The UNC system's search for a new president continues. Find out what challenges lie ahead for President Molly Broad's potential replacement.
Marvin Williams, Sean May, Raymond Felton, gone, gone, and gone. We've got the future of Tar Heel basketball ahead.
Plus a look at your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
These stories and much more.
Carolina Week starts now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Welcome to the April 25th edition of Carolina Week. I'm Nora Warren.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. Sports anchor Wes Wilson joins us now on the desk.
Wes, I'm sure everyone has a taste of Carolina on their minds. The basketball players announced their plans for they're heading to the NBA.
Yeah, that's right. With Sean May, Raymond Felton, and Marvin Williams, headed to the league, next year's freshman class will have to step up. Power forward Tyler Hansbrough will most likely have to fill the departed Sean May's shoes. Carolina will need all 6'9" of him in the paint. Hansbrough also brings an outside touch. Guard Danny Green's long range and great defense will help fill the void left by Marvin Williams. Combo guard Bobby Fraser will most likely step into the shooting guard position or may even run the point now that Raymond Felton has taken his game to the NBA. And all three of these freshmen will be on the court and under the microscope for the Tar Heels next season.
Wes, that's great, and it's unfortunate that our men are leaving, but great to know that we have some solid replacements coming on in.
Always good classes coming in here at Carolina.
A little bit scary, exciting. Thanks, Wes.
Thanks, Wes.
Meningitis has reared its ugly head again at Carolina.
On Friday, a student living in Granville Towers was diagnosed, making this the third case of meningitis in Granville Towers and the fourth case at UNC overall. Elizabeth Crumpler joins us in the studio with more. Elizabeth?
That's right, Courtney. This latest case of meningitis has doctors surprised and university students scared. I went to Student Health Services to find out what's going on and what students can do about it. When the second case of meningitis broke out on campus earlier this semester, Student Health Director Mary Covington thought the chances of another case were slim.
I've inquired to people who've worked here a long time, and no one can recall ever having two cases in 1 year. Most of them have been sporadic and separated by many years.
But with the fourth case of meningitis shaking up campus, student health officials are at a loss for why so many cases keep popping up.
I don't have a good explanation for it. I would say that it may be just a fluke, just as that 3 or 4 hurricanes hit Florida this year, just because they were in the right set of circumstances.
While Dr. Covington says she can't explain the phenomenon, these numbers give an idea of just how rare it is to have 4 cases in the same year. Meningitis affects only 2,500 Americans each year, and according to the American College Health Association, only 100 to 125 of those cases occur on college campuses. The last reported case at UNC was in 1998, until it reappeared this academic year in October, again in January, then March, and now in April. The past 3 cases have occurred in Granville Towers. Despite so many cases, Student Health is doing what they can to make antibiotics available to students who think they've been exposed to infected students. And Granville Towers resident Megan Clark says she isn't afraid of contracting meningitis.
But I don't know, it's scary, but at the same time they take so many precautions for it that I'm not that worried.
UNC Health Services offers free treatment for anyone, students and non-students, from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends.
Elizabeth, I'm curious to know if students get the vaccine, are they completely protected from the bacteria?
Well, Courtney, the current vaccine doesn't protect against all types of meningitis, but a new vaccination could be available soon. It would protect students from carrying the bacteria that causes meningitis. Dr. Covington told me that about 20 to 30% of the population carries the bacteria, but not everyone shows symptoms. To be on the safe side, students should check into getting the new vaccine as soon as it's available.
I'll definitely check that out. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
As we near the end of the school year at Carolina, students need to make arrangements to check out of their dorm rooms. The last checkout date is May 10th at 6 p.m. unless you're graduating. Parking monitors across campus will provide 40-minute parking passes to make the moving out process a little easier, making sure that you sign up with your RA or checkout time. If you forget to do so, a fine of $25 can be added to your bill. Some other possible fines include if you leave your room dirty, you could be charged $25 per hour of cleaning. Not delofting your bed carries a fine of $40. Trash removal will cost you $20 per item, and you'll have to pay $105 if you're missing your 2 keys.
Well, while dorms this year are getting ready to close for this year, there's still work to be done in preparation for next year, and there's still a need for help. Male residential advisors are needed in dorms throughout campus. Former RA Fernando Soto says the shortage isn't anything new.
There's always been a shortage, basically. I mean, they managed to fill it up over the last few years, but I know there's always been a shortage of males.
Male students interested in becoming RAs should be in good academic standing and have a GPA of at least 2.3.
Well, housing might need more male RAs, but some students are in need of housing. Reporter Vanessa Krall shows us how the closing of Morrison Dorm is affecting on-campus housing space.
Cash is just one of hundreds of students affected by the closing of Morrison Dorm for renovation. Same Room Recontracting offers students a guarantee for on-campus housing, but Mallory didn't have that option this year.
Because we weren't allowed to recontract into Morrison, it was kind of a bad situation.
Available rooms filled up quickly on Student Central, and the only option Mallory had was to move to Odom Village. University Housing is making the current student family apartments, located behind the hospital, available for general student housing. Odom Village is further away from classrooms, but Housing Director Larry Hicks says it's more cost-efficient for students.
Decrease the cost of a single space in Odom Village, $485 a semester or $970 a year, which is about a $300,000 revenue decline for us.
With the loss of Morrison, Housing loses about 1,000 spaces. Cobb houses approximately 420 students, Odom Village 450. That means a net loss of about 130 on-campus housing spaces. But Hicks says there is still housing available on campus.
On-campus students who are recontracting for the upcoming year, at this stage of the game, we are able to accommodate. We have not forced anybody off campus.
Mallory says despite the longer walk, she's trying to make the best of the situation.
We already know half a dozen people who are living there. We're going to be close to a lot of friends. Apparently we have a backyard. I don't really know. And it's bigger, and we're still looking into whether or not we can paint it or get some birds or something. So.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Vanessa Crow, Carolina Week.
Housing officials say Odom Village is students' only option for on-campus housing right now.
Well, while many students are gearing up for graduation,
The next student body president, Seth Dearman, has one busy summer ahead of him.
Recycling a glass bottle saves enough energy to run the TV you're watching for 1 full hour. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world. Making a can from recycled aluminum instead of from raw materials reduces air pollution by 95%. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world. Recycling all our Sunday papers would save over 500,000 trees a week. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
Mother taught me. She's
averaging 18%. Balance the budget. Increasing clouds for...
UNC TV. Your remote stops here.
the Board of Governors is gearing up for its statewide forums to find a replacement for UNC System President Molly Broad, and a familiar name is the front runner. In Chapel Hill, reporter Lily West has more.
That does not mean that you have seen the last of Erskine Bowles.
Former Clinton Chief of Staff and two-time senatorial candidate Erskine Bowles has received widespread bipartisan support to assume the position next year. Former System President Bill Friday says the incoming president will face a new set of challenges.
Well, North Carolina is a state that is now growing very rapidly. In fact, it's almost outrunning itself.
Former Vice President of Legislative Affairs for the Association of Student Governments, Matt Lyles, agrees.
Any president's going to face how do you deal with a university that needs to have increased capacity with a couple thousand new students coming online every year that we need to educate in the state and keep.
And Friday says that the president will have to find innovative ways to compensate for a shrinking budget.
Because we can't go on accelerating tuition. I find that what we've done now is saturation.
As a past president, Friday has some advice for how Broad's replacement should approach the job.
You got to keep your mind's eye open all the time for the new idea, the innovation, the improvement, but also you must be ever vigilant to keep the university free and to keep it staffed with first-rate people.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Lily West, Carolina Week.
Now, although Bowles is the clear frontrunner, the Board of Governors is still considering other candidates to fill the position.
A new president might not be the only big change for students at UNC. A new policy that was proposed on Friday would give students the chance to pursue 3 courses of study instead of just 2. Right now, UNC students can declare only 2 majors, but members of the Education Policy Committee have proposed a policy that would allow double majors to add a minor. Another option included in the policy would let students with only 1 major pick up 2 minors. UNC currently has 2,500 undergrads with 2 majors. Faculty members say allowing students to have 3 majors would cause a lot of problems, especially with registration.
There's also a practical reason. If students can simply declare all the majors they want, the already difficult registration process will get worse.
No date has been set for a final decision on the proposal.
Well, they might have missed the chance to add another major, but students graduating this May still have some good news coming their way. A new report says the job market is the best it's been in 4 years. The report by the National Association of Colleges and Employers says that college students graduating this May are more likely to find a job and earn a slightly higher salary than 2004 grads. Employers expect to hire 13% more recent grads in 2005 than in 2004. And starting salaries are up about 3% compared to last year. University Career Services Director Marcia Harris says the job market is looking up for UNC's graduating class as well.
We're, I would say, about 15% higher this year in terms of numbers of employers coming to campus and listing jobs with us than we were last year, and last year we were up about 15% over the previous year.
Now, majors such as business, accounting, and computer science will see the highest salary increases, while liberal arts majors might see a slight decline.
Student body president Seth Dearman won't be graduating. Instead, his next few months will be filled with meetings, lobbying, and hard work. Carolina Week reporter Lindsay Ellerson has more about Dearman's busy summer.
The work is just beginning for student body president Seth Dearman, work that will keep him in Chapel Hill for the summer.
A lot of that time will be spent on working with administrators to implement some of the smaller platform goals. It's just a lot easier when there are fewer people around to go ahead and get right to the core.
And you will see results of their hard work sometime this summer when condoms will be put in vending machines in every dorm.
Dearman also advocates more seminar classes and more course offerings, but with state lawmakers considering a 4% cut in school funding, that plan might be unrealistic.
There are definitely things we're going to work hard to make happen, but depending on the budget that the legislature hands down, that could be a much more difficult task than we first anticipated.
Some students say outgoing President Matt Calabria could have interacted with them more, something they hope to see in Dearman.
I'd like to see the student body president have more of a visible presence on campus as opposed to just hearing about him through like DTH articles and things like that.
Being out in the pit, being around on campus, publishing things to make sure everybody knows what's going on, just keeping students in tune.
All ways, Dearman plans to reach out to students. Students are also reaching out to him, students who want jobs. 85 of them have applied for 12 executive cabinet positions.
We're just trying to incorporate all those people in different capacities and working to be creative and making sure that we do have roles for those people because they are all a great pool of applicants on the whole.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Lindsay Ellerson, Carolina Week.
Dearman says former campaign opponents Leah Blackwell and Siki Ballard have applied for cabinet positions. He says decisions on all positions will be made soon. Well, weathercaster Aaron Moore joins us now.
Aaron, the weather has been all over the place. On Monday, it was warm with a little bit of wind, but Sunday night, it was freezing cold. What's going on?
That is typical North Carolina springtime weather. So coming up, students here at Carolina enjoy the mild temperatures, but will the sun stick around? I'll have your 4-day forecast when Carolina Week returns.
When your children ask where you got married, will you have to tell them, over there by the unleaded? When we lose a historic place, we lose a part of who we are. Help protect historic places in your community. Visit nationaltrust.org.
Imagine what America would be like today if Martin Luther King never had a dream. Help keep the dream alive. To find out more about the Martin Luther King Memorial in Washington, D.C., call or log on now.
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weathercaster Aaron Moore here with a check of your weather headlines. It's been a cool start to the work week and a blustery one at that. We've been experiencing gusty winds on the order of 15 to 20 miles per hour. A cold front will be approaching our area on Tuesday into Wednesday, which will bring us the chance that we might see some rain showers and scattered thunderstorms. It will be a fast-moving system, however, clearing out on Wednesday afternoon with a quick warm-up as we finish off the rest of the work week. So if we look at the satellite map, we can see our clear skies that we experienced on Monday. It was a windy day, but it was a Carolina blue sky that day. And then we do have this moisture that's going to be coming into our area associated with the low pressure system and cold front. If we head to the surface map, we can see here's the low pressure system and cold front. That's going to be ushering into our area on Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. And it's going to stick around until about Wednesday morning when it'll clear out and return to some sunny skies. So if we look at the 4-day forecast, we can see that on Tuesday we are going to see some cool weather, about 5 to 10 degrees below normal for this time of year, with some scattered showers with a low of 50 degrees. On Wednesday, we will see some showers sticking around in the morning time, but after that it'll clear out and Wednesday afternoon should be beautiful. We'll see a high of 72 with an overnight low of 49. Now on Wednesday, our weather warms up and clears out. We'll see a high of 75 with a low of 53 and mostly sunny skies. And then on Friday, warm up continues with a high of 76 and a low of 57. And we'll see an increasing cloudiness as we head through Friday. So for those of you who have been sneezing and having itchy eyes, the tree pollen is very high right now. And the grass is at low to medium. Its peak should be in about June, and weed pollen is about 0 right now. So should be a nice week.
I know that Friday is the last day of classes for students here. I'm sure they'll take that afternoon to relax a little bit, so it's a good thing it's going to be sunny.
Definitely, yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Well, sportscaster Wes Wilson joins us now. Wes, I love baseball, and it's spring, so baseball's out. I heard Duke and Carolina played this weekend.
They were. It was a great series, but, you know, first of all, I'll have the highlights later, but first, coming up in Carolina Week Sports, you know, when most people think rivalry like Courtney, they think Duke and Carolina. But an ethnic rivalry in Africa makes a sports rivalry pale in comparison. Find out how one athlete's run from his genocide-torn country has taken him around the world and finally home to Carolina.
Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, King of the Apes, father of boy. He knows what it takes to be a dad. You go for a ride, you take a swim, you hang out. All it takes is time. Hey, it doesn't take a hero, but it takes a man to be a dad.
Let your knowledge grow at the North Carolina Botanical Garden. Through public service, research, conservation, and education. The garden brings North Carolina's rich natural heritage to you. It's a beautiful way to learn.
Welcome back to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Wes Wilson. You know, I'd first like to thank the university for giving me this opportunity, but I've decided to submit my name into the 2005 NBA Draft. Yeah, right, but seriously, aren't we all tired of hearing that phrase? You know, I may just be joking, but Raymond Felton, Sean May, and Marvin Williams were not joking when they declared for the NBA Draft Friday. Sports reporter Keishna Levy takes a closer look at why the talented trio decided to take their game to the next level.
Live out a dream that I've been thinking about since the age of 6.
That's how Sean May summed up the feelings of all three players as they announced their intention to enter the NBA Draft. Coach Williams supported their decisions.
The day that I try to put what's best for our program in front of what's best for the individual will be the day that I'm not doing my job as a coach.
After Sean May, Raymond Felton, and Marvin Williams stepped up their play during the NCAA tournament, Coach Williams said it was obvious they were ready to go pro.
These three guys right here, the MVP, the motor that started everything, the little puppy dog rookie that got the big tip that put us up 72-70. I've coached a lot of great youngsters, and these three right here at the top of the list.
Teammate Rashad McCants, who has already declared for the draft, was there to support teammates who will soon be opponents at the next level. Williams acknowledged the Tar Heels will have a big challenge next season.
Fans of the other teams in this league are chopping their lips because they think they're going to go after the Tar Heels. Well, we're still going to show up on game night.
Despite the unknown future of the success of next year's basketball program, great history was written with the 2005 National Championship team. In Chapel Hill, I'm Keishna Levy, Carolina Week Sports.
You know, while Carolina might not compete for a national championship next season, don't count these Tar Heels out just yet. Every ACC program is losing significant players to the draft or graduation, with the possible exception of arch-rival Duke. You know, Felton, May, and Williams will have to wait until June 28th to hear their names called in the NBA Draft. But another talented trio heard their names called this weekend in the NFL Draft. Center Jason Brown was selected in the 4th round by the Baltimore Ravens. Brown should provide depth and have a good chance at the starting job within the next 2 years. Safety Gerald Sensabaugh was propelled by great workouts and picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars in the 5th round. And fullback Madison Hedgecock was taken by the St. Louis Rams at the end of the 7th round. Well, if there was a draft for the ladies gymnastics team, junior Courtney Bumpers might very well be the first player taken. That's because Bumpers won her 2nd straight national title in the floor exercise with a perfect 10. Last year, Bumpers was the co-national champion with Alabama's Ashley Miles, but this year, Bumpers defeated Miles outright to bring home the title. Well, with the baseball regular season also winding down, a lot of Tar Heels hope to make themselves look good against ACC bottom feeder Duke and maybe pick up some Carlisle Cup points along the way. Duke's poor defense early in Friday's game led to this run by Greg Mangum, his 2nd of the game. Tar Heels' Andrew Miller kept the Blue Devils at arm's length, striking out 9 Dukies over 7 innings. Carolina backed up Miller's pitching with a 3-run 6th inning, thanks to this clutch hit by Jay Cox that brings home Seth Williams. Then Chad Flack's bomb, his 9th homer of the year, seals the deal as Carolina rolls over Duke on Friday 10-1. Even Tar Heel fans had a little swagger coming into Game 2 at the Bosch, but it was the Devils who struck out first with this RBI triple down the first base line, going up 2-0 in the 3rd. But Chad Flack wastes no time providing an answer with his 2-run double to left. Chase Yance and Justin Rebb will come around to score and put Carolina up 3-2. Duke tried to rally in the top of the 9th, but they came up just a little short as the Tar Heels hold on to win 5-2. And then break out the brooms. The Hills look to complete the sweep against Duke as Daniel Bard, that's not him right there, but there he is, took them out on Sunday. Carolina jumped out to an early lead, and this Benji Johnson home run put them up 7-0. Storm clouds threatened, but like the Duke offense, they amounted to nothing. Bard was nearly perfect. We're not worthy, giving up just 2 hits in the complete game shutout. Later, Bard explained just how important the sweep was.
Big for our confidence. Any sweep in the ACC is big. I just heard back in the locker room that I think Georgia Tech just got swept by Virginia, and I guess I think Miami's about to get beat by Florida State. So that we got a chance to be number 1 in the league after this weekend, which is first time that's happened in a while.
Now the rivalry between Duke and Carolina, you know, it may be intense, but it's not life-threatening. Sports reporter Heather Catlin has the story of a Tar Heel runner who escaped a deadly civil war before finally finding a home here at Carolina.
Felix Severa, a member of the track and field team, trains hard to achieve his goal of running the 800 in under 1 minute and 51 seconds. He runs 60 miles a week and faces new challenges every day. But the challenges he faces don't compare to the challenges his parents faced, surviving the widespread violence that escalated to the genocide and civil war seen in Rwanda. His parents are members of the Tutsi tribe who were in constant battle with the Hutu tribe in Rwanda.
When my dad was a young boy, even then the tensions between the Tutsis and Hutus were kind of tense, kind of thing.
Shortly after his Kenyan birth, Severa and his family moved to Canada, where he still resides today. But the simple question of where are you from is hard for him to answer. He doesn't feel like a Kenyan or a Canadian.
The where I'm from question is kind of difficult because of the fact that my mom is from Uganda, my dad's from Rwanda, and I was born in Kenya.
Because he doesn't feel connected to his birthplace or current homeland, it's no surprise Severa hangs the Ugandan and Rwandan flags.
I mean, this is the only guy that I know that can actually be all three from 3 hemispheres.
While Severa wants to visit Uganda like he did in 1993, his mother argues it's too dangerous. His own grandfather was poisoned to death by the opposing tribe and became another casualty of the civil unrest that ravages the region. While Severa understands the risk, he's drawn back to Uganda by the wealth that many in his country would love to have. 50 cows. This herd has improved his bachelor status and has attracted a considerable number of prospective brides.
Man, I've got cows, you know what I'm saying? I don't need this money. I got cows in my home country. I'm rich, you know?
While Severa would love to reap the benefits of his Ugandan wealth, he understands the severity of the problems in this country. For now, Severa can only dream about going back to the country he calls home. In Chapel Hill, I'm Heather Catlin, Carolina Week.
Here's hoping that one day Severa's dream does come true and he can eventually visit Uganda, the place he calls home. Well, guys, the baseball team, with their sweep of the Duke Blue Devils, wraps up the Carlisle Cup for the Tar Heels, so we finally beat Duke.
Woo, go Heels.
Yep.
Well, Wes, thank you so much, and we'll see you later on.
Thanks.
Time is almost running out and school is almost out for the summer.
And students are ready to put the books away and focus their energy somewhere else.
I can listen.
I can cook.
Good. I can coach.
Kids with something to do are less likely to do drugs.
I can drive.
I can paint.
I can dance.
A little of your time can make a lifetime of difference.
I can read.
I can help. You can help. Call toll-free 1-877-KIDS-313 to find out about community drug prevention programs.
I can keep a kid off drugs.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
As the semester draws to a close, students are already looking ahead. Carolina Week's Harrison Carter caught up with some students to find out what the summer holds in store for them.
Summer's got me really excited. I'm ready for it.
The warm spring days on campus have students looking ahead to the joys of summer.
Relaxing, just relaxing, catching up on sleep.
Swimming, taking it easy, being done with school. I like going to the pool.
Although summer is a time for relaxation, some students' plans might send them overseas or to extend a helping hand.
I'm going to lead a $3,000 research project.
I'm going to Africa to help work on a charity.
I am studying abroad in Ecuador.
But if these plans fall through, their fantasies would follow a very different path.
I would be David Hasselhoff, no questions asked.
I would be my puppy. I would be the next American Idol. A Victoria's Secret model.
These students agree about one thing they'll try to avoid if they can.
Schoolwork.
Homework. Definitely schoolwork. Don't want to think about it at all.
Looking forward to summer in Chapel Hill, I'm Harrison Carter, Carolina Week.
Well, I'm looking forward to summer too, but it's going to be a little bit different as some of us up here are graduating.
Actually, all 3 of us are graduating. Erin, you'll be back next year.
It's not going to be the same without you, really.
And you know, guys, from the sports side, from 8-20 when we were freshmen to now national champions. I mean, we had Florida State victory in football as freshmen, now Miami here as seniors. It's been great sports.
We're going out on top. That's the best way to do it.
Well, Wes, thank you so much for Wes, Aaron, Nora, everyone here at Carolina Week on the Monday Show. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch this Wednesday for the finals Carolina Week.
Have a great night.
Good night.